Hello, beautiful people. I'm going to show you how to start your clay fantasy animal today. I have a lot of tools. I am not going to use them all though. I have some that you're familiar with, like our carving tool, our scoring tool, of course a ruler, and some you're not so familiar with. This looks like our carving tool, or scoring tool, but it's smooth. Like, sometimes I use the smooth edge of this, sometimes I use one of these little guys. These are called ribs. This is also a rib, it's just a scoring rib. I have two different loop tools. One has a light brown handle and it's sort of got a wire at the top. The other one has a dark wood handle, and instead of a wire, it has a flat piece of metal at the top. It's important that you know the difference between these two because they're in the same container. This one, you think, oh, well, it'll be sharp, so it'll cut everything out. Students who use these for this project have a tendency to cut through their cute little shapes, and so we really don't want to use these. We want to use this one. I'm going to put that way off to the side. I do this on the banding wheel. I find it easier. The first thing you're going to do is sort of make your shape by like slapping the clay. If you're making a perfect ball, you can do this, but if it starts getting shiny, that means that you're condensing the clay a little bit too much, and that when you go to cut it in half, it's going to crack. So you don't want to like roll this too much. You really want to do this by slapping. I keep everything even by putting it on my banding wheel, and then as the banding wheel spins around, I just whack it. So my little guy is the shape of a light bulb, kind of. So just gonna, keep whacking it until it is thinner on the bottom and sort of rounded on the top. It's fun to hit our clay, so that's what I'm doing. I don't want this to be perfect yet. It's going to be perfect a little later on, so I'm not going to worry too much about it being perfect right now. I'm just going to worry about it being like, you know, a good shape, a general shape. This is sort of what I want as I look at it all the way around. It looks how I want it to all the way around. If I need to sort of refine anything, I can use my rib to smooth it out. And then, this is when it gets exciting. So I have my little kind of pear sort of light bulb shape. This is a really good shape for the body. Like, because this can be the neck, and this can be like the little belly. And then when it sits on the ground, it has sort of like a little shadow line, so you know the feet go like right here. So this is a really good body shape to have. Like, you can even tell my little cat over here has the same sort of shape, where it's like a little chubbier down here and it gets thinner up here. And this is just a really good, nice body shape. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to probably get my banding wheel out of the way, I'm going to take some of my quality fishing line. I'm going to hold it, and I'm just going to cut straight down. If it doesn't go all the way through, I'm going to turn it to the side, and then I'm just going to pull the line all the way through. That's the only time I'm going to use my fishing line, and I'm going to get my banding wheel out of the way. Now I have two halves. Sometimes the halves are hard to get apart. That's okay. Now I have my two halves. I'm going to take my tool and I'm going to create a guideline that goes all the way around my little pear shape. You can really see the shape of this now that it's cut in half. Got my other pear shape. I hold this in my, I think it's really important to hold it in your hand when you're doing this because it's easier. Now I'm going to take the round part of this and I'm going to just put it on my guideline and I'm going to start scooping. And I'm going to scoop this out. As I scoop this out, I'm going to make sure not to touch this area around my guideline. Also, you're going to notice that as you do this, you can actually feel the tool through the clay. That's because this is the wire. If you start feeling the tool, that means it's pretty thin. You want this to be consistent. So here's the deal. All of this clay on the inside is going to take a long time to dry out. And the drier your clay is, the faster it goes into the kiln. It can't have even one little drop of water if it's in the kiln. If it has even one little drop of water, that little drop of water is going to turn into steam. That steam is going to try and rise up through your project, and then your project will crack everywhere the steam is. That's terrible, right? So we do not want that to happen. We want to make sure that this is as thin as we can possibly make it. And then the air will be able to, the inside of your project will dry out as evenly as the outside of your project, and then no steam. Okay, so I'm all done. I have these two beautiful halves now that look like this, and they need to go back together. This is my bottom. I'm just going to put them back together like this. The way that I put them back everybody puts them back together is we're going to score pretty aggressively. And then we're going to score pretty aggressively. And then I'm just going to dip this in my slip. I do not want to use the spray bottle. The one thing that I do not want to do is I don't want to spray into here because it's just going to make it even wetter. And then it's never going to come dry. It's never going to dry out. And so that will be horrible. So now I'm going to have this big seam right down the middle of my project. Right? This does not look good. We're making a clay balloon here. So one of the things that I never want to do is smooth this way. It's going to open up the seam. If you push your hand on the table as hard as you possibly can and hold it to the table, and then just pinch in between your fingers, like in between these two fingers, no matter what happens, no matter how tight you try and have them, your fingers come apart. And so if you just smooth in this way, this is all going to come apart. So you have to smooth it in two directions. I just use my fingernails. I go towards me and away from me, towards me, away from me. Like that. Towards me, away from me. Towards me, away from me. All the way across the whole thing. This is called stitching. Just like you're sewing on a sewing machine, this is what happens when you sew on a sewing machine. This is what the needles do. That's why your fabric comes together. So we're going to do the same thing with clay. Then, it doesn't look very good. You can take your rib, you know, I like the metal rib, and I'm just going to push everything towards me. And again, I'm not going to go in this direction. I might go in a diagonal, but I'm definitely not going to go like that. Nope, that would be a disaster. So, I'm going to keep doing this until I don't see my seam anymore. And then once my seam is completely gone, then I can take my rib and I can go in any direction that I want so that I can, look, it's a clay balloon. You can feel it when you squish it. So now I can go back in and I can paddle it. I can smooth it. I can do whatever I want. You're going to do this with your head. You're going to do this with your body. And then we'll talk about limbs in the next recording.